What's up? It's Juice Beats, back again with another race video. And this one is the Music City Crit Series Day 2 Cat 4-5 race. This is a 20-minute race, and it is also my second race of the night. I'm pretty banged up from the first one and bruised, and I'm just trying to push through this one. Already we got what looks like a junior racer going off the front pretty early. He pushed out pretty hard, but once we kind of settled in, we all caught back up real quickly here. This is a pretty short race. I mean, 20 minutes, not very long. You got to push fairly hard throughout the entire race. And I want to say that, so the stats from the race. So in the first race, these are almost identical to the 3-4, but 25.2 miles an hour, 308 watt average with a 324 normalized, and 1397 max. So almost identical to the first race. We averaged 25.2, or I averaged 25.2 miles per hour in the first race, 301 average for the entire race as far as watts, 320 normalized, and 1392 max. So just slightly above on the wattage for this one. So I guess that had to do with the amount of time that we had in this race, just being so quick and you know, having to push out a little bit more in this one just for that 20 minutes of racing. Already one lap in, and just kind of settling in here. I can tell you that my hip is throbbing, and I guess to spare you the rest of the details, it is swollen, and there's some other things, but yeah, I'm gonna try to go get it checked out here. I'm recording this on a Saturday, so I'm gonna try to get this checked out on Monday. See what's going on, but definitely swollen and bruised up from the earlier race, and possibly has to do with the week before race as well. So if you haven't seen those videos yet, go ahead and check them out. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. I'm trying to get to that all-important 1,000 subscribers. I know it seems like a faraway place at this point, but let people know about the channel. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell button so you know when I post videos. I'm trying to do at least one a week right now when I have content. I've been racing almost every week, so that's a good thing. I'm able to put out some race videos and stuff like that. We will see about this week though, because yeah, like I said, I got to get my hip checked out and make sure I'm good to go. But here we go, closing in on 10,000 meters. Like I said, I mean, this was a quick race. It was just as fast as the 3-4, which was a 40-minute race. So we are, you know, pushing. And right now I am just trying to just sit in and draft, save a little bit of energy. A little tired from the first race. I mean, that one, you know, because it is 40 minutes long and you are pushing out pretty hard throughout the entire race. I mean, almost identical numbers as this one. You got to conserve a little bit of energy if you're doing the double time. So, and also I'm a little bit apprehensive about going around this curve right here at this point too. So I am trying to watch the wheels in front of me. I'm trying to stay up. Don't want to go for another fall again. You know, that's not really the way to race, and that's not the mentality you want to have when you're racing. But that's kind of where I was feeling at this point in the night. I just didn't want to run into wheels, didn't want to go down again. And I guess that's kind of the PTSD factor of it. You know, if you've gone down like I did the week prior, and then also going down in the race prior to this one, then you might have a little bit of PTSD from the crashes there. But yeah, here I am. falling back in the back here. Not the greatest place in a 4.5 at all. Gets kind of surgy back here. We are ramping up speed and going, pretty hard on this back stretch. I'm not too worried at this point, but I am just kind of, I'm a little sketched out a little bit. So that's why I'm kind of falling back here. And I've noticed that my lap counter is a little off on here. So don't worry about the lap counter at this point. We'll see how many laps we have left in a minute. They're off to the side. They usually hold those up, I think, when we're 6 or 8 laps to go. So, I think we're on our 4th lap or something like that. But for some reason, the lap counter keeps going off on the back side of this course. It's weird. I think it worked out okay in the last video that I did, but for some reason it keeps doing it on this one, so I gotta figure out why it does that. But here we go, still not out of it or anything. I was just kind of sit there on the back, being a little cautious, I guess. So yeah, back into drafting, getting up. Don't want to move too early. I think I'm sitting okay right now. I'm sitting, towards the middle of the pack, maybe back middle a little bit, but I don't want to move up too quickly at this point. There's still a little over 8,000 meters to go, so we still have time, to make a move, and we're gonna keep pushing. We're gonna keep putting out these watts, try our best to stay behind these wheels at this point and make sure I don't go down. That's the main thing right now. Don't want to go down, just want to make sure that I am upright and make it to the finish on this one. Don't want to hurt anymore because that sucks. Too much road rash the last few weeks. Too much bumps and bruises, things that I didn't even realize that were hurting. I can tell you, I found out my ribs were bruised, my both knees are all scraped up and deep cuts in them, and my arm is pretty bad road rash, plus kind of a deep cut on one of them. So yeah, pretty bad. And then also it sucks because I lost a brand new helmet in the first race. I'd only had it for maybe a couple months or something like that. And then this race, right before this one, lost another brand new helmet. So, 2 helmets in the span of 2 weeks, and, they're not cheap. I think that's at 8 laps to go right there. So, yeah, we're closing in right now, getting down to it. Lost a little bit of the wheel here, need to pump back up close to 1,000 watts just to get back on the wheel here. Don't want to fall back at this point in the race. But yeah, like I said, losing 2 helmets and also some very expensive speed suits. I have 2 LeCole McLaren speed suits, that one that I wore the first week. That one got ripped up on the side and a little bit on the shoulder and stuff like that. And then I wore another speed suit this night, and that one got ripped up on the side and a little bit on the shoulder and some on the arm as well. So yeah, this sport is expensive, and yeah, there's just lots of little accessories and things like that you don't even think about. Most people are like, oh, you just need a bike, but so many other accessories that you need when you're biking and then when you're racing as well. So may not bring the speed suits out at this race anymore. I was trying to look cool, I guess. All right, so Bell I think that's for a preem. So I just heard the bell. We got a preem lap here, which I didn't even know they were doing preem laps in the 4 or 5, but I guess they've got a few prizes they need to give away. So still not going for those preems, still trying to just chill. And I'm out here taking some wind a little bit, need to slot back in. Yeah, the main difference, I guess, in the 3-4 and the 4-5, I mean, obviously the speed was pretty consistently the same. You know, there were some surges and things, but we ended up around the same average, almost exactly. But I guess the main difference is the turning. So a little bit more chaotic, I think. You know, you got people who take some weird lines, or they're not picking their line right away, and so when you go around the turns, you don't know exactly where they're going. So that's a little bit different. I think that says 6. So yeah, we are 6 laps to go, closing in. Yeah, so 3-4 race, a little smoother on the turns. You know, guys choose their lines, seems like fairly early, or you're able to know, you know, where they're going basically before they turn. 4-5, it's a little bit different. You know, guys take lines a little bit late sometimes, or they kind of switch lines midway, and it gets a little chaotic that way. But yeah, I think that's kind of the main difference. You know, you got some novice guys, some guys that are beginners, and then you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that guys in the field aren't very strong or anything like that. You know, because I think there are a lot of strong guys. It's really just a lot of bike handling ability at this point. Here we go. I'm trying to give people as much room as possible going around these turns. I am trying not to get caught up in that. And then I'm making up for it a little bit. Oof. See, there we go, right there. Hit a wheel, almost went down. Had to hold on to the handlebars really closely there. And yeah, I mean, that type of stuff really doesn't happen in the upper levels, because guys aren't as chaotic as that, and that really, you know, sketched me out. So I fell back to the back again, and then I'm having to make up a little bit here, trying to catch up to the rest of the pack. Still time, obviously, but yeah, I mean, stuff like that sketches you out really quickly. And you know, me going down the last 2 weeks, I want no part of that. I want to make sure that I am upright. So I am giving off way too much room here and not drafting as well as I should, but can you blame me at this point? Yeah, that could be also why I put out a lot more watts in this race. It's just I'm not drafting. I'm not being as efficient as I could be. So I think we got 4 laps to go here. Closing in. I'm taking wide turns, making up little room here and there, trying not to hit wheels anymore, making sure that I'm staying upright, like I said. But yeah, that last lap got a little quick. This one seems like kind of settled down. And I would say that's another difference in the 3-4 and the 4-5. You've got guys in the 3-4 that are, you know, pretty strong, who will keep the pace going throughout several laps. I think in the 4-5, you've got guys who want to attack, but they're just not, they don't have the fitness to hold it as long. So the attacks don't last as long, and they're more easily brought back, I think. And I don't believe you have very many teams controlling anything in this, so the pace is not being controlled by certain teams at times. And yeah, that's, you know, the 3-4 race. Obviously the average speed was the same, but it could have been faster if, you know, you don't have a team or something like that controlling the pace on the front end. So like this one was just as fast, and that was because there's no team controlling the pace. Everybody's just kind of out there racing for themselves. But we're getting down to it. I've kind of made a move up to the front here. Just, you know, I found a decent wheel to try to get up there with, and see where he's trying to slot in. He's kind of moving side to side here. Don't know what's going on. Getting a little chaotic here, but gotta keep those lines straight here. And then I get a little sketched out, so I'm falling back a little bit. Because yeah, there's nothing worse than a unpredictable line here. And then you can see, I mean, people are slowing down going around the curves here as well. So that's tough. Don't be unpredictable when you're riding, because, you know, that's what causes wrecks. Here we go. 2 laps to go. I would say I'm sitting okay. I mean, I'm kind of still mid-pack. Still a little sketched out by some of the riders, and kind of falling back. I want to conserve energy here the best I can, which I think I'm doing okay. Like I am drafting a bit here, but I am. Let's see. I'm not putting out a crazy amount of watts, so I am getting a draft, but I am being very apprehensive about getting up too close right now, just because of the sketchiness that I've seen so far. The pace is starting to ramp up a little bit. People are getting antsy about the last lap. It looks like there's a flyer off the front. Maybe a second or 2 lead. Not too far, so not too bad right now. I'm taking whatever line I can get around these curves right now. All right, so we're going into 1 lap to go. I need to make my way up. I'm out of position at this point in the race, and you know, I guess you guys can kind of see why. You know, I'm back too far right now. I don't know what's going on. It feels like I've been all over the place in this race, but here I go. I'm gonna try to make a move here. All right, so I know I'm back in the back. I move out to the right and I punch it. So we're going over 1100 watts here. I gotta pass everybody. I gotta get up to the front here. Let's keep going. Hold that over 500 watts. So I did that initial burst over 1100 for a few seconds. Hold that 500 for a few more seconds, and then I put myself into 3rd wheel. So now I'm not dealing with too much chaos, but now I've got, you know, this last turn right here. A little bit apprehensive about this last turn. Go around it, take a little wide angle, kind of hesitate, because I'm getting ready for the sprint. I know I've got a big sprint, but I hesitate a little bit because I didn't know where both of them were gonna go as far as their sprint. So, you know, all props to the guy that won. He did a great job. He punched it at the right time, whatever. I, for one, know that I hesitated. I probably could have gone a little bit earlier as soon as I went around that turn and maybe clipped him at the line, maybe not, but I hesitate just because of the previous races and stuff that I've dealt with the last couple weeks. So I am glad that I was able to get second there and pull off a few more points, get my upgrade points, so I should be upgraded to Cat 3 in the next week. Finally, I say finally, but I mean, it really hasn't been that long. I mean, I've only been racing for maybe a year now. So so not too long, but yeah, I'm glad I'm moving up to Cat 3, and maybe I can start doing some P1, 2, 3 races, and you know, be in with a little bit smoother race styles, and you know, moving on up out of the chaos of the 4 or 5 races. I mean, you guys can see there's a little bit of sketchiness going on in that race there, but you know, I got through it. I was able to get that second place, and I'm just glad that I was able to redeem myself after that first race mishap. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you know when I post videos. And I would really appreciate it if you guys let other people know about the channel. Need 1,000 subscribers to get to that monetization zone for YouTube. I'm really trying to push hard for that, and I could really use the help on that, guys. So yeah, hit that subscribe button, and I really appreciate it. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, I'm gonna leave a link in the description for my Cash App. You know, it's really mainly so that I can kind of recoup stuff for the racing events that I go to, and also some of the equipment that I've lost in the last few weeks. Totally voluntary. I'm not, you know, trying to push for that or anything like that, but you know, if you guys want to donate, I would really appreciate it. But I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.